Oh my god! Guys, it finally worked. Dark Elves Stage 21 on the free-to-play account with no Psylar, no Madame Cerise. So let's jump right in. Alright guys, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. As you can see, I finally completed this one as well. This is one that I've been trying forever. I got desperate. I started shuffling all the gear around until I got this to work. I redid masteries twice over. I literally tried everything, and this combination finally got it to work. So I want to go over the run with you guys. I want to go over the changes that I've done on these champions for this to work, because this is RNG on top of RNG, sprinkled with RNG with a little bit more of RNG on the side, okay? Because literally the only thing was working for me here was the stun sets, and I had to use 4 of them. So anyway, let's start with the run. So this is probably run 120th or something. I don't know. I stopped counting, but it was just so many tries. I tried for like 3 hours straight on stream last night. Couldn't get it to work. This morning, I made a couple more changes to my champions, such as the masteries on the Cold Hearts. I tried to increase the stats a little bit, but this is it. It worked. This comp actually allowed me to get to the boss a little bit more often, but the boss was still RNG, right? So first wave is relatively easy. I put it on auto until I see if I have control over the wave. If I don't, I stop and I restart, okay? Just to save a little bit of time, because this was a game of volume. You just do more runs until you get this to work. It's all RNG. Really, this game is all RNG, right? So why would this be any different? So anyway, if I get control of like a couple of the champions, then I go for some Heart Seekers. I control the Martyrs as much as I can. I go for any champion that has the most amount of turn meter filled at that moment, and then we just, you know, slowly but surely take this wave down. I would say this is the easiest part of this. The stun sets are on my Cold Hearts, on my Caden, and on the Ghostborn. My Painkeeper is just kind of like speed immortal. We just wanted her to be as fast as possible, but what I did do compared to last night is I put those new accessories. I had 2 lying around that I put on the Painkeeper so that we would have, hopefully, some prevent the skill cooldowns of that heal and whatnot, okay? So, relatively easy for here. Let's move on to the second wave, the one that I love the most, because who doesn't want to face 3 Valkyries, right? So, obviously, it's not the first time I've faced 3 Valkyries, but it's the first time I've faced 3 Valkyries without a ton of crowd control. All right, the stun sets are just a little bit too much random. All right, as you can see right there, I only have control of 1 of them. Then I go for another AoE, doesn't work. We go for 1 more AoE with the Ghostborn, it doesn't work. Typically, I would stop this run right there. If I don't get control of all the champions right off the bat, I restart. But I kept telling myself, it's all RNG. So what if this is the run that I get the stuns that I need a little bit later, or against the boss or whatever? So what if I just keep going? Just see where this goes, right? And so that's what I did. So I kept going, and then eventually, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm like going for turn meter reduction. I do have Evil Eye on basically all of them now, okay? I don't have enough accuracy on the Ghostborn and the Painkeeper, though. Unfortunately, I'm out of accuracy banners at this point, okay? They're on sort of like the Cold Hearts and the Caden. So I'm kind of just hoping that maybe it's gonna work. So I'm trying to keep track of which one I've hit first or whatever, which one has buffed up and whatnot. And then we're also taking advantage of the heal reduction, or heal reduction debuff, right, from the Ghostborn and the Cold Hearts A1 to apply more poisons from the Cold Heart A2. So the poison is dealing a lot of damage here, okay? So I'm counting on this. This was the idea behind this comp. We got Caden last minute. This is our reviver. He is there to save us in case one of these champions go down, obviously, okay? So slowly but surely, kind of the same thing here. We managed to keep somewhat control over them. It's not perfect. They do go into counterattack. We do die, we do revive our champions, but, right, with the heal from Painkeeper and the revive, we're relatively alright to survive this. I do at some point get the prevent cooldown on the Painkeeper's heal, right, so I can go into a second heal back to back, I think like somewhat right there, boom. So that's pretty huge, right? A little bit more RNG, because why not? We love it at this point, that's all we want. Okay, so then we keep going. For some weird reason, we end up taking down, I believe, the Warcaster and the Arrow, maybe? No, okay, not quite. Close. But you can see sort of like, you know, what it ends up looking like. We're almost dead. I think we managed to heal maybe a little bit before we go into the next round, or maybe not. No, we're going to the boss round with, you know, less than enough health on one of our cold hearts. And that's a problem because we start hitting her, then we get the HP burn. Also point out that I skip the A3 there because it wasn't up. Instead of doing a full turn meter reduction, I wait for the second cold heart to come around so that the boss is full turn meter. That is something I did not do on the previous runs. It kind of just happened that way because the Heart Seeker was down. Then we do it there again, okay? It is very important that here we also get stuns on the adds. You do not want to get block damage or block debuffs up on this boss, or else it's just going to add to the RNG, okay? So we're trying our best to apply the stuns, okay? It's not that I'm controlling it, but we're doing everything we can. Then we try to go for a turn meter reduction there with the Ghostborn A1 with Evil Eye on the boss. Just trying to keep that boss down as much as possible. We do take some damage. We are gonna die. And what's interesting is that I never really sort of like figured out when was the best time to revive one of my cold hearts. So I kind of just went through almost all the way to the end with just one cold heart. Because once he's done his skill, you're a little bit less at risk of getting a wipe. This is the problem. This skill right here, okay, with that big AoE, HP burn, and the true fear is the big problem. Like right here, I think, do I skip? I skip it. I think I skip that A3, thinking it's not worth it. He's a little bit too low on turn meter, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna keep just trying to apply the debuffs, okay, decrease defense and increase attack. We do go for a heal or we don't. I'm thinking I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I revive or my second cold heart dies. I revive them and then I heal them. That's why I'm hesitating here. I'm not quite sure what the best move is, so I decide not to do it. Take a risk. RNG, because why not? Anyway, all that being said, we finally make it to a point where I think one of the adds does go down. Right here, see full turn meter? Perfect time to use that A3, okay? That's what I was trying to wait for. And you'll see with the masteries, a lot has to do with that because I'm on one of them above 200 speed, but on the other one, I'm a little bit under 200 speed, and this skill will also do a turn meter reduction on your champions. Then we finally revive that cold heart. Then we have our heal right back up, right? And then I think we end up not having our Heart Seeker up, okay? So we're gonna take the hit on the Caden. That's perfect. And then finally here, I decide skip again. It's not a full, oh no, I go for it. Sorry, I go for it. I'm thinking the other one is going to be back up by the time this the boss gets to full turn meter, right? We go for AoE decreased attack, yeah, because you don't want this guy to like nuke you, so decreased attack is really good here from Caden. And then finally, we end up taking another hit. We end up taking a hit from this boss. I'm just praying at this point that I don't die, which I don't, but we get the true fear. And then with the final blow, I played on the RNG of a 50% chance of this working or not working, and it works. 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Not a bad time. Not a bad time. Anyway, guys, all kidding aside, I absolutely hated this. It was just not fun. That was like 4 hours, maybe more, of my life wasted just looking at, you know, RNG, basically. Okay, let's do the champions. Let's do these champions. We have a stun Ghostborn. All right, these pieces have been shuffled around, and shuffled around again. At this point, I'm not even quite sure who usually has them. It's a mix of all the other champions, really. Okay, we have HP chest, we have 6-star boots, we have HP right here, crit damage. I just want a little bit more accuracy, which is still a little bit low. And for the ring, defense. As for the skills, this guy is one of my first legendaries. I put 2 books in him and went right into the skill that I wanted, and I've never since added any more tomes. Probably never will, to be honest. For the masteries, I had to change them. I wanted to get War Master, get a little bit more damage. This guy, for whatever reason, had Helm Smasher at some point early last year when I was using him. He was sort of like a Spirit Nuker at the same time. He has decent multipliers, so I thought Helm Smasher would add a little bit of damage, but now is all about just adding more utility. I also wanted a little bit more accuracy, okay, from this guy, so we went into here. We also wanted a little bit more heals, if we can, when champions die, to help us against that HP burn and whatnot. This right here, to increase our turn meter, or have a chance to it, right? Cycle of Magic, because we just want those skills to come back faster. Evil Eye, which is real important. Spirit Haste, in case our champions die, we're a little bit faster, then hopefully we can add more crowd control, get to Arcade and revive, you know what I mean? And Master Hexer, okay? So, unusual-ish, but this is literally just faction wars. This is desperate masteries. That's what this is, okay? Then we have Arcaden, which is not maxed out, But our Caden right now is in a stun set as well. Okay, again, a little bit of mixed pieces here. We do have 2 pieces of Immortal, and he's currently wearing the gloves that are supposed to be on my Stag Knight. That's where they went, okay? And the skills are all done. I kind of invested in this guy thinking he's maybe going to be a key component to a auto team at some point, right? So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put the books in this guy. Okay, so total stats pretty reasonable. Okay, the Ghostborn has reasonable stats as well, but I was only going for speed really. We have a defense percent chest, defense percent gloves, speed boots with 3 rolls of defense percent. These boots have been reused and used and then used again. We have accuracy banner, which is not maxed out. I'm running out of silver, man. This gear shuffling is costing me so much. And then we have a decent ring right here, okay? As for the masteries, I went with somewhat like a War Master clan boss-ish type of thing. I went with Harvest Despair for that leech to add a little bit more. Just a little bit more heals, hoping for it, really. Cycle of Revenge. So, again, probably not the best setup. Probably gonna have to change this at some point. And I'll tell you something right now, guys. I spent 800 gems for all masteries. I did it. I did it. I'm that close, and I just wanted this to be done and over with. I didn't have time to do masteries, and I just decided to pay it. That's it. Right? Not optimal, but whatever. Okay, moving on to the Cold Hearts. The Painkeeper and 2 Cold Hearts. Painkeeper, Immortal Speed. Okay, and then we have these 2 pieces right here, which did come into handy. I'm not gonna lie, these are a big help for clan boss, for faction wars. We have HP percent here, HP percent here, speed, a little bit of mixed thing. This shield has been reused quite a bit. Speed right here, and some speed here as well. We're sitting on 231 speed, pretty decent. I'm gonna call this a good enough build, right? Like a rank 8 ring, rank 12 gloves, and same thing with the helm. All skills are done. This is a champion that I used for Ice Golem 20, way back when I did my Arbiter mission, okay? And she is still useful and might become even more useful down the road for an Ultra Nightmare clan boss build, if I ever get the champions for that. So same thing here, I switched this up. We went for War Master, a little bit more damage helps. Then we went into this right here, Evil Eye again, Cycle of Magic, and same thing here, Spirit Haste. If our champions go down, we want to be a little bit faster, just in case, okay? Then we have 2 of the Cold Hearts, not this one. I had to take apart one of them. I had a third one that was just sitting there. So stun set, okay, this one has crit damage gloves, usually on the Foley. HP percent chest, still really important. You don't want them to die too fast. So I tried with an attack percent chest, really wasn't doing much except just adding more tries, really. A decent amount of accuracy, that's what you want, okay? So all the skills are done. And then here are my famous masteries for faction wars. Okay, so Giant Slayer, obviously, they used to have Flawless Execution for my dungeon builds, and that wasn't quite enough, okay? So you want Giant Slayer for that little bit of extra damage. That's why it wasn't working yesterday, was just taking me too long to kill those champions. So Giant Slayer really helps. Kill streak, whatever, I just kind of trying to go in here. Cycle of Violence, yeah, for that 8-3. Whirlwind of Death, yes, please, more speed, okay. Life Drinker, and then right here, Evil Eye, same thing with Arcane Celerity, and then the Exalted Death here for a little bit more heals. So is this the one that's, yeah, this is the one that's not at 200 speed, okay. So those masteries will help me reach above 200 speed throughout the waves as I get to the boss, so this can really help. We're also pretty close to our 70% crit rate, 229% crit damage. It's not perfect, but then again, this gear is done, right? So I'm not looking for the perfect gear here. Second one, same thing. I copied the same masteries. I went with this on both of them. All the skills are done here as well. Same thing, we have a stun set, although we unfortunately only were able to work with crit rate gloves, so we're missing a whole lot of crit damage, okay? But we do have a little bit more speed. And really, like, they're in there for that turn meter control, okay? The Cold Hearts are in there for the A3. That is number 1 thing to worry about. We have an HP percent chest, just overall, again, the same stun pieces that you guys have been seeing on my account so far, not reinventing anything here. Accuracy banner, we have a little bit too much accuracy, but that's probably because of the gears, so you know what, I don't really care at this point. So, all that being said, this is my Dark Elves 21 build, and I don't suggest you copy this at all. Get a Madame Cerise, or get up Sylar, just make it easy on yourself, okay? So get good at pulling the right champions to make this easier. I do have Visix. I have 2 Visix. I suppose I could have worked with Visix. I ended up not using my Foley, not using Xavier. I also had a Crimson Helm, which I tried a little bit. I have a Lua, which is not fully built. But I thought, you know what, like the Caden overall, and then I already have the Painkeeper. They're kind of like good combo for survivability. And with the Ghostborn decreased defense, increased attack, that is huge, huge, huge. So that's the team that I picked, and I made it work. That's really what this is about. I made it work. Okay, you just keep trying. Just keep trying until you get it. Great haul. Last thing I'll show you guys, right, because it does affect my stats, obviously, okay? You've seen this many times before, so, you know, I'll just leave it at that. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.